All right, man, what's going on? Let's talk some boxing. Let's get in and out like a job, like a hit job, like a bank robbery, whatever you want to call it. Appreciate everybody supporting the channel. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Check the Box 101 playlist for more videos like this on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, it's Goodfella TV on YouTube. Also, you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Google's Podcast, the whole nine. Find that in the link tree, link in the description. Want to financially support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree, find me everywhere, and donate as well too. So, yeah, we're gonna talk today about Crawford, what he said about Errol Spence on the Porter Way Podcast. Also, going to speak on a rumor that PBC could be getting defunded by Showtime. And Wilder spoke on Anthony Joshua with Eddie Setback, and also give y'all an update, which y'all probably don't know about Oleksandr Usyk and Fury. All right, man. So make sure y'all do me that solid thumbs up, heart the video, whatever it is, shared. It's a great way you can continue to help the channel. It's a number of ways we can start here. I guess I'll start with Tyson Fury and Usyk and work my way back. So for the most part, Tyson Fury is saying that he won't $500 million. Don't believe that. Heard they more likely to fight in February than December. The fight is going to happen. Right? And I was telling me whatever Tyson Fury says about retirement is all cap. He says that top rank Usyk's promoter, his handlers, I guess he talking about K2, are secretly working on the fight for Undisputed for heavyweight. They're talking about December, February, the most likely. So that fight's gonna happen. So it seemed like the beginning of next year we should get that fight. So I heard Tyson Fury actually has a network deal with Premier Boxing Champions, right? Not with Premier Boxing, with ESPN. So apparently the relationship with Top Rank, I don't know if it wasn't seriously over with, or or they read up or whatever the situation may be. But for the most part right now, that they're gonna fight. So the $500 million, all that's to sell the fight. They've been working on the fight even before the fight happened. So I told y'all that they had already been discussing the fight behind the scenes. Obviously, what Deontay Wilder said just gave validity to what I just said, is that he said they approached him about fighting Anthony Joshua. They knew they was gonna lose, and I'm gonna get to that shortly. All right. So for the most part, they gonna fight. And I said that before the fight. So apparently they knew Anthony Joshua was going to lose. And that's why Eddie Hearn was saying that if Joshua win or lose, he was going to make a quick turnaround in December. And it sounded like they was willing to fight Deontay Wilder in the immediate future. Now, my whole thing about it is Shelly Finkel came out and said that they would look at that fight, then it turned to Shelly Finkel not answering their phone. So, I mean, that is what it is, man, on that particular thing. But like I said before, man, everything Tyson Fury saying about all this money, all this is just used to promote the fight. All the antics that he doing the week before and the fight, the week of Anthony Joshua Usyk fight week, was all about just taking attention off of Anthony Joshua and trying to steal some attention. But no matter what he do, he still won't be more popular than Anthony Joshua. You can still be a greater fighter without being more popular or being more recognized, and that's the honest truth. And he will never be as popular as Anthony Joshua, no matter how much he wishes to be more popular. Not while in his active career. We're talking about, well, the Mayweather got $400 million if I pack it, I won $5 million and all this type of stuff. They got the money, but like I said before, they don't love Tyson Fury like that. So that is what it is. But he gonna fight Usyk, and like I said before, Usyk has always said that he thinks Tyson Fury fight him because they've been talking about fighting. So believe what you want to believe about Tyson Fury. You can believe it, but they gonna fight unless somebody get injured or whatever. And they gonna fight. So that's the good thing about it. Now, will it be the most entertaining fight in the world? No. No, we got two guys who like to feint. Two guys are not known as monstrous punchers. So of course it won't be the most entertaining fight in the world. You got two guys that's I mean, Usyk ain't boring, you know what I'm saying? But in heavyweight division, you want to be able to punch hard. We talking about on social media today how, people were saying, well, who better, Usyk or Crawford, better fighter in the world right now? And I said Crawford, and I understand. I say, I can say that and say Usyk the best fighter going on right now, but nobody cared about what Usyk did at cruiserweight. People say, well, you can't say nobody cared and this, that, and the third, and that shit the hell. You know what I'm saying to be true. Cruiserweight started off just like Bridgerweight, 1979. Nobody cared about cruiserweight. Come on. Just being honest. The fight that most people remember more than any other fight at cruiserweight, in my opinion, or Americans, was when he beat Michael Hunter on HBO. So, and I'm not discrediting him. He's one of the best fighters. If he's not the best fighter right now in the world. You talking about pound for pound. Well, Fury might be the best overall fight. It's close. Him and Fury without a pound for pound, just ranking the best. They right up there. They right up there. And at the end of the day, he gonna fight him. So I mean, ain't no need to just keep hanging on every Tyson Fury word that he's saying. It's no point of doing that. They gonna fight. And I told y'all they've already been discussing this, and Eddie Hearn has already been discussing contingency plans. They knew Anthony Joshua was not gonna win that fight. That's sad. I mean, but shit, you gotta be real. All that, being hopeful, when you investing money into fighters, when you investing into the stock market, it ain't about emotion. You can't be emotional. This is about business. This is business. It's business. And Eddie Hearn knew he wasn't going to win. And my thing is, if AJ Gold was never unified, drop the fucking belt. If AJ Gold was never to unify belts or be undisputed, he was have to be in 3 belts. Drop him. You could have avoided Oleksandr Usyk. But you know what? Credit to Anthony Joshua. Now hold on to that Anthony Joshua thought. Cause we about to pull an audible real quick. Hold on to that thought real quick. But they gonna fight, man. So ain't nobody gonna whip themselves in a frenzy up about this one. Nothing but this the fight for European champions. That's what this is. This is for the British and the European people over there. This for them. So So apparently Leo Santa Cruz got to keep his belt. WBA allowed him to Doug Lee Woods for unification by Ray Vargas. So clap it up for him. Well, that is what it is. But Tyson Fury did say, well, Oleksandr Usyk was an amateur boxer sucking his mother's nipples. I was a British heavyweight champion. He was at 75 kilograms, 165. This is why I called him a middleweight. He got stopped by Matt Korobov as a middleweight. I ain't know he got stopped by Matt Korobov, though. But somebody else did chime in and say Korobov was the best in the world at the time in the amateur. So I'm guessing she's Ukrainian that said this. Well, no, I don't know. She's from Boston, Massachusetts. So, I mean, at the end of the day, at least he gave you a reason why he called him a middleweight. But then again, let's not forget real quick that Teofimo Lopez went off an amateur contest where Camboso got knocked out with one punch and thought he could replicate that shit, in later years, and he got his ass whooped trying to replicate that. Right? So what he did as a middleweight, that don't have nothing to do with now. Sean Porter beat him. What did Matt Korobov do? Matt Korobov is famous. He's famous for Peter Quillen because Peter Quillen Al Haymon paid Peter Quillen the last $500K to dub Matt Korobov because he was a Jay-Z Rock Nation fighter. That's what he's famous for. And he beat Jose Uzataki at middleweight. That was on HBO. He got robbed by Jamal Charlo. Charlo beat the hell out of Charlo. I don't care none of y'all say. And he pulled his back muscle versus Chris Eubanks. So, like I said, Korobov was a very accomplished amateur. But, you know, he was 65. He 200 and something pounds now. He beat a 250-pound Anthony Joshua. In all credit to be to Oleksandr Usyk and Deontay Wilder for fighting dudes way, way bigger than them. Come on, you think about it. Oleksandr Usyk was outweighed about 23 pounds. Put that in some type of context. That'd mean like Stephen Fulton fighting at 126, fighting Errol fucking Spence. That's the type of context that I'm putting it in. That's Fulton walking in. Let's just say walking in as a featherweight. They say he moved up to 136. Errol Spence gonna be about 160, 66. So it still don't matter. All them weight class, that's the equivalent of that. And Deontay Wilder was weighed by about 50, 60 pounds in one of them fights. Come on. That would put Fulton at damn near at cruiserweight, technically. Fulton to be walking into a ring fighting a cruiserweight. So you got to understand, man, when y'all talking about Errol Spence and go middleweight and fuck with Triple G, man, weight matters. It truly does. It's just not the strength of punches. It's the physicality to rehydrate. That shit matter. Now in a street fight, anything can happen. A totally different type of realm of possibility. Anything can happen in a street fight. In the street fight, I strike man like lightning. What do you say? You heard what happened in my last fight? I hyped in. My nigga Big L was vicious, bro. Come on, he said I got girls that make that chick Tony Braxton look like Whoopi. Oh, that man was filthy. Too bad, man. His life ended so early, dude. In Colombia, kind of like released him. He was gonna sign the Rockefeller too, man. And if you never heard him and Jay-Z go back and forth in the studio when Jay-Z came to a party, man, and Jay-Z would have beat like 99.9% of MCs in the booth that day. But Big L, to his credit though, Big L was already fucking going ham for like a while. But Big L was just, man, he was just on another level lyrically, bro. He was just on another level lyrically, dude. Like, man, like you had to really beat her. And you know, somebody said on social media, I shared it on Instagram, that the 90s was the peak of our he said the 90s were the peak of our species, basically civilization. And I got to agree with that one. Cause it was, let me get to the comments. It was the peak of the civilization. Don't forget to hit the link tree, support the channel. You can do that. Cash App, $, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link description, all that's in the description. Follow the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher, Radio Public. There's a number of them, dude. Anchor, Sean, salute. Davion P and salute. Why would they do the fight and make Wilder? Why would they do the fight and make Wilder on pay-per-view in October? Oh, what you mean? Tell me why won't they do the Anthony Joshua fight? If that was just ask it again, I answer it. AJ didn't want to lose. All these predictors are biased. I mean, nobody want to lose. It's Fury still with Bob and ESPN. Well, I know he would. I heard he with ESPN still. So, yeah, I heard he got a network deal. Wilder was on Twitter. He's happy Tyson Fury is far away. I mean, it is what it is. He lost. Style-wise, I like Usyk chance, but Fury is too rangy. I mean, yeah, that is true. Modern King Boxing, I doubt he could avoid Usyk. WO automatically make Usyk in position to force AJ. Because you dropped the fucking belt. I'm not saying he had to drop it when Usyk was coming up. You see what I'm saying? If you ain't unifying, why are you paying the 2.5%, 1.5%? You could have just said, you know what, man, the unification don't look likely, man. You know, I try to make the Wilder fight, man. I'm gonna go ahead and just defend this WBA or the WBA and the IBF. That's all you had to say. Anthony Joshua got popular opinion. You know, the people that's gonna shit on you, gonna shit on you. People that's gonna remain neutral and don't really care until it's a big fight, gonna be the big fight. And the guys who gonna love you, they're gonna love you. Anthony Joshua get a lot of love. You know, imagine if Deontay Wilder did that same rant versus Tyson Fury. Imagine the backlash that Deontay Wilder would get. Throwing the belts out the ring. And like I said before, man, it's American black fighters and former fighters and maybe you could say this too. A lot of people probably didn't see the fight. It's summertime, but everybody didn't see the video and it went viral. And a lot of people don't keep the same energy for Anthony Joshua that they keep for Deontay Wilder. Just being honest. Shout out to Drew in the Super Chat. So Showtime getting rid of PBC budget. We'll get there. I almost forgot I was talking about that. Martin came by. He said, I still laugh a lot about Teofimo Lopez. What a dummy. Yeah, he went off an amateur. You don't never know. You got to understand amateurs. You do have to make weight the day of the fight. You know. So you never know what's going on. And then after they fight, man, you got to come and do it whenever else the next day is. So kids going to eat candy and kids going to be candy, you know, sneak candy and shit like that. At this point, I don't care about Spencer Crawford. We'll get there. Who dumber, Wilder, Lopez? I don't think Wilder dumb. I mean, for what? Lopez just dumb. Wilder, you know, Wilder's Wilder. If, you know, something been working for you for so long, why the fuck was I? Why would I correct something? Why would I think to correct something and I'm getting bailed out every time? Come on, no, Usyk ain't never been stopped. He talking about the amateurs. So I don't know if it's true. Fury breaking out the dirt. He says Korobov. Korobov was a really good amateur, dude. So that's really nothing to scoff at. He said our black man got to stop killing each other. So much talent we could have big. That was truth. That was the truth. He said like you tired of boxing. I'm just tired in general, dude. I've been up all morning. True really just AJ putting respect on them belts name. I should have dropped them bitches, bro, on them shit. For what? If I ain't gonna be undisputed, what the fuck I need it for? I'm Big AJ. Be clear, we clowning AJ for all that crying and shit he did. Facts, and then, you know, a lot of people we talking about how America don't support us, but we don't support our brothers and sisters though, at all. Wilder shouldn't have to try that. Shouldn't try the media. Why not? He a fucking dog. He a machine, dude. Why not? Who gonna turn down 30, 40 fucking $million, dude? Who gonna turn down that amount of money? I'll get my ass kicked for 60, 40, 30, $50 million all day. I'll get in there and fight that bitch Tyson Fury for that amount of money. Shit, he gonna whoop my ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get in there, man. It is what it is. Had Nate Campbell train me, nigga. I'm gonna come in and try my best. It's too much fucking money, dude. You talking about that's generational wealth. And Wilder ain't get back in the ring less than for 20. So if he made what 30, 40, he probably made 45, $50 million. Shit. Hell yeah. That's CTE money right there. And I ain't talking about corporate thugging entertainment. I'm corporate thugging CTE to the fucking dead. Wilder ain't done. He just fought someone who he can't beat. And everybody got somebody number. That's why Mayweather picked and ducked his fight. Me and Tom were just talking about that shit. That's funny. I just got off the phone with him. That's why Mayweather picked and chose if I shot to Clarissa. That's why he picked and chose this fight, dude. Like, man, you picked the wrong number, dude. It can happen. Bad camps. That's why. That's one of the things I respect most about Floyd Mayweather was his discipline, bro. It was hard to catch Mayweather on an off night, but he had a few of them, like versus Victor Ortiz. That wasn't his best night, but, you know, he took advantage of it. But Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua post-fight anger. Quote, the meltdown comes when you create such a fighter, you give them everything, try to avoid tough fights. Then when it boils down to the wire, you don't know who to trust. You've been listening to all the fake stuff. Now, like Maya back say, someone taking an easy fight. Like I said before, man, who did Deontay Wilder duck? And who did Anthony Joshua duck? To be honest, Say what you want to say about Anthony Joshua. He fought Andy Ruiz. The only person he didn't fight was Tyson Fury. We know why that didn't happen. And Deontay Wilder, and that didn't happen. And Deontay Wilder's manager, Al Haymon, made Anthony Joshua world champion by feeding Charles Martin. So when people talk about who Wilder did or didn't fight, who the fuck y'all want to see him fight? Even though Tyson Fury was a cherry pick gone wrong, but who did y'all want? Who did Wilder didn't fight? We understand Eddie Hearn now. They didn't make the fight. So outside of that, who did y'all want to fight? Joseph Parker was ranked in the WBC. He missed a drug test, fell out the rankings. Nobody talk about it. Alexander Povetkin, whatever happened with that, he fell out the rankings. Okay, that shit happened. Deontay Wilder was over in Nottingham ready to fight Russia to fight Alexander Povetkin. So who else didn't he fight? Dillian White would have got fucking flatline. That's the one fight that I say his management made a mistake on. But outside of that, or his handler, who didn't Deontay Wilder fight that Anthony Joshua did? It's no major difference. Joshua fought Usyk, Wilder fought Fury. Fuck it, they're the two best fighters in the world right now, or two of the best fighters in the world right now. Come on. So that's why I really don't understand, this comment. Yes, Anthony Joshua in a way is manufactured, but in a way, every fighter is manufactured. Every fighter is steered in a certain direction. But I can't think about who didn't Anthony Joshua fight other than Wilder. Who didn't he fucking fight? You can make a case Wilder didn't fight Vladimir Klitschko. Fine. Who didn't he fight? You want to say, well, Anthony Joshua fought an old Vladimir Klitschko. I don't give a hell. Pacquiao, we just talking about this on the phone. Pacquiao fought a lot of drain and rehydration fights. We got to remember, he fought Cotto. It was rehydration clause after a couple fights after the Margarito, and he had lost to Clottey before he fought fucking Pacquiao. And he put a catch weight and rehydration, whatever it was, on Miguel Cotto. So we can play that game all day. Here we go, going through the same thing. Here we go again. We can do that all fucking day. And 10 times on fucking Wednesday. Ironically, today is Wednesday, man. Man. We can do it all day. So I ain't getting caught up in none of that shit. They both hell of a fighters. They both took rematches. They both tough as hell. They both started boxing late. They both medaled. You know what I'm saying? They both got hard. I care what y'all say about Anthony Joshua. To get in the ring with somebody that you had a hard time hitting in one fight, that's more debilitating than getting knocked out than by like Deontay Wilder did in the second Fury fight. When you can't hit somebody, that's the most debilitating fucking feeling in the world. You get knocked out, like, yo, I can come back and hit this mother. You know what I'm saying? When you get outboxed, when you can't hit somebody, though, that's a scary feeling, bro. Sergio Mora said that one time. He said, I ain't scared. I'm only scared. He said, I ain't scared about how hard you hit. I'm scared when I can't. I'm scared when I can't hit you. So, like I said before, they can go back and forth about all this. And obviously, Wilder said that they was trying to lock him in as insurance. Why not be locked in? Why not say, you know what, I'm going to come back in October. We can lock it in for December. We can lock it in for February, January, March. We can lock it in for whatever. What's wrong with that? To me, this just seemed like a whole bunch of fucking, it makes no sense. If they lock you into now I don't know how lucrative the offer was. I hear Eddie Hearn put a lot of false money offers out there to the public, and they not nowhere near the true. The Charlo offer, it was another offer I was speaking on. So Charlo offer that wasn't real, I heard. And the first Wilder offer that really wasn't real. I don't know what wasn't real about it, but I heard that the offer wasn't real. So, like I said before, Anthony Joshua played a large part in that. They can say, well, Anthony Joshua should have took the 50 from Wilder. Shit, he just made $100 million fighting Oleksandr Usyk. He made a whole bunch more than $50 million. So, like I said before, we're going to keep playing who balls bigger and all that type of shit game. They ain't going to never fight. That's the biggest problem in boxing right now. And then, Wilder said he would go over there. But my whole thing is this. Don't Anthony Joshua want to redeem himself in America? Don't he want to fight in Vegas at least one time? Come on. So, like I said before, man, it's still life after Fury and Usyk. Deontay Did said he would want to fight Usyk, and you know I'll talk about that tomorrow. About how he doing that fight, man. That's you know, like I said before, man. They both accomplished a lot, dude, and there ain't no point to divide. At this point, there's no point about pump faking. There's no point about faking it till you make it. It's at the point where it's time to make the fight. If Wilder come back, look good. Now Anthony Joshua still got his faculties. Make the fucking fight. Make a 3-fight deal. That's a more popular fight in America than Fury and Usyk. I can't speak on the UK, but it's a more popular fight. So it don't make if they want to fight you, they want to fight you. If the money right, what do you care? That's what I don't get. PBC want to be in position of power all the time. But he was never the A side versus Deontay Wilder. I'm sorry to say. Versus Anthony Joshua. I'm sorry to say that. Anthony Joshua just cashed $100 million check. He got Usyk $60+ fucking $1 million. How you A side? Deontay Wilder don't generate that type of money on his own. If you feel like you can win, you come on. You at least gonna get what Usyk got, shit, or close. That fight transcends the belt. All good. That's why I fall back now. I just turn into that. That's only skills are necessary these days. He said, Beyonce. So what you think about Clarissa next fight? Vegas got a 50-50. I'm kind of scared. Clarissa Marshall, female. I don't know much about that girl. I really never. I seen her knock that last girl out, so I can't speak on it. I'm gonna watch. It's gonna be interesting what PBC try to sell for. Well, I told y'all today. Well, y'all told me about the front door in Ocampo fight. The guy Errol Spence knocked out. I told y'all that Lee Woods was fighting Lara for the belt, and now they fighting for the regular belt. They letting Leo Santa Cruz get another pass for ducking the mandatory to fight in a unification fight for Ray Vargas. Who give a fuck about Ray Vargas and Leo Santa Cruz, honestly? And the rumor is Benavidez fighting Uzatagi, if y'all didn't see my video. So we see how this is really shaping up, and I'm gonna go get into that after these questions. So they act like Wilder, these comments. Wilder's lost to bums twice, but I'm not even a big fan of him. Hellenius is a tough joker. And I don't really think Hellenius is a tough joker, dude. Come on. Y'all keep saying that. He beat Kanauki. Big hand clap. You know what's crazy? That Usyk and Fury video CJ made where we were talking about Usyk's strategy in the comments was literally copied damn near word for word by a whole ass channel. I won't say. It is what it is, dude. But like I said before, dude, it is what it is, dude. Wilder has 3 decent boxers on his list. Man, come on, man. Who do Anthony Joshua got? Joseph Parker. Come on, he really lost to Andy Ruiz. Come on. So we can start playing the name. We can play the game. Povetkin was old and faded. Come on. What we talking about? They both fought Eric Molina. So come on, he fought Charles Martin. Hand clap. Who else did he fight, bro? He had to get a gift stoppage versus Carlos Takam. He fought a young Dillian White, which, come on, is that really somewhat of a fucking shock? He fought an old Vladimir Klitschko coming off a loss in a 16-month layoff. I can do that with anybody's fucking resume. Literally anybody's resume that's active and probably that's been in the past. So I can keep saying, well, you only fought this guy. That guy, Duhempis, has been in the mix with multiple heavyweights that y'all adore. Come on, who else did he fight? Gerald Washington was beating his ass, to be honest. Dominic Brazil went longer with Anthony Joshua than he did with Deontay Wilder. So, like I continue to say, it's always somebody whose view is subjectively different. This is prize fighting. Anytime you cash a $100,000 check to get in the ring, I'm not diminishing your fucking opponent. I'm not diminishing your opponent. Who the fuck did Anthony Joshua be for real? Like if you want to really play that game, who he fucking whooped? Fucking lost to a newly PBC fighter that was on the bench, Andrew Ruiz, and got fucking stopped. It ran back over to Saudi Arabia for what? Some more medical exemptions? I can go there. He ain't whoop nobody ass for real neither, bro. You put him in the 90s, he'd get knocked the fuck out quicker than Deontay Wilder would. So we can play that game all day if you want to. Anthony Joshua did a hug, was scared of fucking Joseph Parker, dog. Y'all talking about a hug fest. Talking about Devin Haney, that nigga did the same thing to Joseph Parker and Povetkin. So let's keep it real. They'll fall like a 6'6" pussy versus both of them. Terrible. Ever since Vladimir Klitschko dropped his ass, he never been the same fighter. Tank and Tevin Farmer, yeah, they said she was fake. Al Haymon said that. Well, they said Al Haymon. That's what Tank said. Lavish salute. He said between AJ being sweet and Wilder twerking, they could still fight for the zesty heavyweight world championship of the world. Laughing twerking and robot odd bide. AJ looked like he grew versus Usyk. I pick him in a stagnant one punch. While at the end of the day, bro, I don't know where Wilder at physically. That's versus Usyk, somebody that's 6'3", and he still lost. So you can say what you want to say. Or if that was that easy, Anthony Joshua would have got that last belt many moons ago. That's all I'm saying. You know, and AJ can't get his head off the fucking line. So his strategy versus Oleksandr Usyk is going to be different than Deontay Wilder, different than Tyson Fury, different than Dillian White. It's different. You can't compare what he did. Now, physically, you can compare what he looked good physically. Deontay Wilder, we don't know. He took an ass whooping. I can't really say. He said, I saw a large wolf review. He said, do you know when Estrada and Chocolito's fighting? Yeah, hold on. I don't know when they fighting, but I heard they fighting. Let me double check. Man, I'm going to sleep tonight. I'm taking these muscle relaxers. I'm asking Ben, I gotta be up in the morning, dude. I'll be up in the morning early, but I get to go back to sleep. December. That's all I got is December. Early in the morning. Wilder needs to try to cash out in big fights only from here. Yeah. Anthony Joshua lost 2 fights to fighters he could not defeat. He cashed the checks for $122.5 million. I ain't mad at that shit. Get my ass whooped for $100 million too. Shit. He said, that's who I would like to see AJ fight next rematch to Khan. Man, you can't be serious, are you? I'd rather see him knock out Kanauki. Or that dude that Kanauki fought. That Turkish guy who gave FN Job, who really kind of whooped FN Jabba ass, if we being honest. Both of them niggas will stay away from Frank Sanchez. Well, AJ had a war with Vladimir Klitschko, almost got put on Elm Street to sleep. Hey, Klitschko one of the biggest punchers of all time. I can't lie, I fell asleep watching AJ. Man, Ampeville big, bro. I don't even talk, man, dude. I still thought that Huey Fury beat Parker, and I still thought that Eddie Ruiz beat Parker, but yeah, it is what it is. I actually watched both of them fights. AJ fight like 5'6", 130 pounds. Yeah. Well, Mike Tyson fought like a smaller fighter too. So I mean, Jared Big Baby Anderson do too. Oh, you can watch the interview, dude, on Sean Porter channel, but I'll play some of it. I like AJ, man. Hell no. Stay away from Frank Sanchez. If you Wilder, your name is Wilder and Joshua, you stay away from that fucker, bro. You stay away from his ass, man. I just keep saying Frank Sanchez boring as hell, man. He don't bring nothing to the table. I swear to God, I keep saying, I swear to God, I keep saying that shit, dog. I swear to God, I say that shit, man. He bring nothing to the table, man. He about 160. I be saying all the shit they say about Luis Ortiz and Terence Crawford. Man, he bring nothing to the table. He ain't got no story, you know. Errol Spence got no story. Terence Crawford, he ain't got no story. I keep saying all. He ain't got no story. I keep saying all that shit, nigga. Let's go numbers up. Get numbers up like Earl, you know. He ain't selling the numbers, you know. His story, he ain't got no story. You gotta be saying shit like that, dog. I swear to God. Yeah, I'll be that guy. Oh man, Frank Sanchez, he ain't got no story. You know, get numbers up, you know. He couldn't get numbers up getting me with AJ. But if Anthony Joshua hang with Robert Garcia, man, I think I might be with you favoring over Deontay Wilder, depending what he's looking like. But that right hand, man, Wilder and Usyk could be an interesting fight too, man. So I'm looking forward to the turn of Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Now, I didn't know. I didn't pay no attention, but Haney and Wilder fighting on the same day. So, I mean, and that's going to be on regular TV. So, hey, I'm sorry, you know. I ain't support PBC till they make this fight. I was going to go to the fight, but then I got a wedding to go to. So, I got a wedding in October, wedding in November. And I told Easy I'll be back in Charlotte in November. Shit, I'll be down there like 4 days. Yeah. I'm down there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm leaving Sunday. So, yeah. Be on there a few days. Shit, man. My cousin get married. So, turn around. Got her birthday. Got Christmas. Got New Year. So, you know how I go. But, so Terence Crawford did an interview with Sean Porter and stuff. So apparently he is about to catch a flight back wherever he's catching the flight to. This is their 100th show, and he had no update. Right, there was no update. He had nothing to say. I think Carson came up there and said it first, and it's good that he jumped out ahead of that because he was right. Because fans was going to want to know if it was an update. And it wasn't no update. So, you know, people going to say, was it no update? No, it wasn't no update. And he turned around and said that, here you can watch this.
Undisputed at 47, baby?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't.
I like what you just did right there.
Yeah.
Well, and let me just do the disclaimer. There's no update. So everyone that's watching is gonna say, "Yo, man, you got Diaz butt about the contract, man. What percentage is he getting?" There's no update. But he's not ducking.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
People don't know that about the fighters. We do interviews, and sometimes, like I asked him today, hey, what do you not want us to ask you about? We have the things that we can talk about, the things that we can't talk about, So I know better than to even have him on here, and everybody's expecting this big news to come out on this podcast. That ain't gonna happen.
It would have been pretty cool for him to do that.
Oh, 100. But he's my guy, so he's my guy. So I'm gonna protect my guy. I'm gonna make sure y'all don't ask this dude nothing that he not supposed to do.
Although, Sean, you know what's something people been in boxing a long time have told me that. Sometimes when you don't hear any noise about a fight, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. I appreciate you encouraging the fans. Because everybody is like, oh, it ain't gonna never happen. People have been coming to me crying about it.
Yeah, no,
we're excited for it. Whenever it happens, it happens.
Before you go, because you got the flight.
Yeah.
So let me just.
I've talked to him enough for a lifetime already this weekend.
This fight specifically, because for me, there were a few fights that I just had to have. Is this a fight you just got to have?
Nah, not really. I wouldn't say I gotta have it because, realistically, I'm going to the Hall of Fame with or without. I feel like this is a fight more so for all my fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the people that really love boxing and, follow it and, for the sport. And personally for myself as well, because I never had a rival of this magnitude, to,
That's a true rivalry right there.
Definitely.
Latif was a true rivalry for me. You weren't a rivalry for me.
No,
there wasn't the talking and everything wasn't the same.
Yeah, to drive me to, that everywhere I go is Errol Spence. I put a video of my kids and Errol Spence. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's the same with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know he's like, man, I'm tired of hearing this dude's name, man. We gotta fight.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
We
gotta fight. Like, let's
you guys are both just some fighting mofos too. Like if there are two boxers I don't doubt are wanting any fight, it's you and it's EJ.
To me, that is the greatest quality of this.
And you were the same.
That's the greatest component to this fight is the fact that both these dudes, they're not just boxers.
Yeah.
They actually love the fight. When I was after Errol fought Mikey, at the Errol fought, no, excuse me, not Mikey.
Danny.
At the Errol fought Danny, I said, well, he looked all right, but he still got a little bit of work to do. And then I started watching him train before he fought Ugas. Mm-hmm. And I said, he's just a boxer. At the end of the day, if it ain't nothing, if he could close his eyes and still get in the ring and just fight because that's who he is. And this gentleman right here is the exact same, just somebody that just, you said my name? When? Where? All right, let's go.
Popping up like candy, man.
That quality right there, y'all don't know it, but y'all starve for that quality in a fighter. When y'all talk about fighters and y'all talk about champions, a lot of them don't have that quality right there to just say who, when, and where. Okay, cool. In this particular situation, he does have to say how much, because it's that.
All right, man. So at the end of the day, he's sitting there giving Errol Spence a lot of fucking credit, dude. Part of the perk of signing with Al Haymon is that you don't have to explain nothing on why you ducking, because Al Haymon don't speak. He don't speak down. He don't speak up. He don't speak an even kill. Errol Spence ain't I fight you any place, anytime type of fucking fighter. Because if you was, you with Al Haymon, you do what Sean Porter did. Sean Porter said, you know what? I'm not taking no other fight, which he said he told Al that, but the Terence Crawford fight. Right? And he could have said this a couple fights ago, all this type of shit. At the end of the day, man, people over this shit. And a lot of y'all are siding on the side of, I'm going to just keep my fucking money in my pocket. And I ain't mad at y'all. Because Fury and Usyk could be made in a matter of maybe a month. It could be made very quickly. They had to pull teeth and nails to get Sean Porter and Terence Crawford. They did want to negotiate the Terence Crawford-Danny Garcia fight. Ugas negotiated out and want to pay him a number that Ugas wanted before he became a world champion. So that Al Haymon promised him, by missing that fight with Crawford, he'd make him a world champion. He became a world champion. And he said he ain't got no update on it. Right? He said, well, I don't feel like I need to fight. I'm a Hall of Famer. Well, you know what? It ain't about the Hall of Fame. It's guys in the Hall of Fame and guys that should be in the Hall of Fame that people don't even know who the fuck they is. Excuse my French. So it ain't just about being in the Hall of Fame if you Terence Crawford. It's about forever leave your imprint on boxing in the boxing public. So, he can say, well, I ain't tripping. I'm happy with what I did. And I feel it. He went from a dude that was sharing a room when he became a professional fighter with Mickey Bay, from being Timothy Bradley's sparring partner, sparring them lefty, and Bradley not really knowing he an orthodox fighter. I mean, he went from, Mikey Garcia, Timothy Bradley, plugging him in, Timothy Bradley trying to sign him, Top Rank come in and sign him. He went, the week of the fight, moved back up to 40, fought British Prescott, went back down to 35 because he had already fought at 40. Look at his resume. He went from a guy that Nestor Gibbs was telling people about that was on the undercards before the main event started, the main card started, and he was praising him. And then he turned around and not praised him because he didn't want to give him an interview. So that is so where your professionalism is at. But then again, that's a bunch of writers. They can't separate the emotion, or whoever in the sport or in whatever. People can't separate the emotions from the facts. So I disagree. He need that to be remembered in a very forgettable era of boxing. It ain't about the Hall of Fame. It ain't about just about the money. How will you be remembered? And this is one of them career-defining fights. It's just not the cherry on top, man. The cake is already baked. It's cooling. This the icing. This the whatever else, the sprinkles, the confetti on the cake, the candles, the cherry, all that shit. The ice cream, everything that come with the cake. The balloons, everybody that's there to celebrate. This is that. And if he don't have that fight, he don't go on to do anything else that's memorable. He gonna get forgotten. Same thing for Errol Spence. Nobody gonna remember this shit for real. But people in Dallas, he not gonna be in the history book. He gonna be just like Joe Frazier. No offense, and Joe Frazier died bitter, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't that just because Muhammad Ali got all this praise and all that. It's because Joe Frazier never beat nobody, another top heavyweight. I was reading an article why him and Sonny Liston never fought. Didn't know that. And I knew they never fought, but I didn't know it was a possibility. And he died, in above his gym, and they tore the gym down, or they did something to the gym. But the only, top heavyweight that was a Hall of Fame elite that he beat was Muhammad Ali. He didn't beat Joe Frazier. I mean, George Foreman. Didn't fight Sonny Liston. You know what I'm saying? So you go on and think about some other guys, hell of a heart, great fighter, you know what I'm saying? But, Muhammad Ali went on to and then the thing about it is you never seen how great Muhammad Ali was. Shame. You never, the peak Muhammad Ali, it's not like saying Prime, Focus AB. I think Prime Roy Jones was a real fucking thing, you know what I'm saying? But we never seen the best of them. So, of course you need that. And if Errol Spence not going to turn around and fight Jermell Charlo, of course he need that. They need each other. But he did say, "Dawg, I want to do this for the fans. I want to do this for the fans. I want to do this for all of them." And that's, and other than your pockets, that's what it's about. Because them same fans are going to be able to enable you to make residual income way after boxing. Them the same fans that's going to be buying your memorabilia, buying your belts if you have to sell them. Supporting your celebrity boxing event, supporting you getting on TV shows, for supporting you, possibly having 20 years the next Contender Series you hosting it. Whatever business endeavor you got, ordering your T-shirts, ordering whatever. Those are the same fans that's going to help you create income. That's why the fight's so big. It's the same, my Pimp C voice. These are the same fans going to help you knock down doors throughout the entertainment industry, throughout the business industry. What if somebody watch a fight and be like, "Oh, I love Terence Crawford. I would love for him to promote my next Uber or Lyft type of idea, my next DoorDash type of idea." Come on. So you got to think about it's bigger than boxing. Mike Tyson was able to trip, fall, go broke, and pick himself back up, get money. Why? All off a name. So you got to understand these type of fights that embed your name in the history in the world. Come on, think of it as no Thriller in Manila. Think of it as no Ali Boumbaye versus George Foreman. Think of it as just Sonny Liston and Ernie Shavers and Ken Norton and shit like that, and Larry Holmes, and it's not, the fight that he took up out of the ring with the court system. What if it's no George Foreman? What if it's no, them type of fights, Coopers and shit. Come on, what if it's just the Sonny Liston fight? Is just really nothing after that. Me breaking my jaw versus Ken Norton, come on. All that builds a legacy. So you got to understand that too. This is a life-defining fight. This is the shit that define your kids, making money off your name. And Muhammad Ali was able to retire with money because he sold the rights to his name. That's why you start seeing him on Platinum Fubu and Muhammad Ali shirts and shit like that. Sold his rights to his name for a lot of money. That's why he was able to retire comfortably. Boxers don't retire financially comfortable. They don't. George Foreman was able to do so because George Foreman was a smart businessman. George Foreman and Bernard Hopkins are only two active fighters that were active and became manager of the year. Floyd Mayweather never done that. Bernard and George Foreman was the only active fighters to win that award. So yeah, that all leads to, you having your own. It leads to, it's bigger than the Hall of Fame. This is big business. This is, but, update was, like I said in a video probably I think went up today, was that, they said that it's still going to happen. That, Fred saying that the fight not happening this year could happen, but he can't reach maximum revenue. Somebody reached out to him for me. And they said that, that it wasn't true. That I guess they ain't under pressure. But at the end of the day, college football kick off next weekend. Next weekend is 3-day weekend for people. for Labor Day. A lot of kids, up here, some of them went back to school, but they started going back to school after Labor Day. So then you got homecoming, you got Christmas, you got Halloween, you got it's just school supplies, uniforms, clothes, shoes. You know what I'm saying? You start saving for the holidays. A lot of people, gearing up to move into their house after the New Year, even though the interest rate is ridiculous right now, and they telling you not to buy houses. Only time you buy houses if you buy multi-family units right now. And that's how greasy it is. But it works like Cairo currency or the market crashing. When it crashes, the best time to buy. So it's a lot going on right now. And then obviously the numbers are about to pick back up, if you understand my drift. Asked me today without getting the flu shot. I'm like, man, you should think about it. I'm like, I probably will. I'm tired of getting fucking sick at this point. So, I mean, it is what it is, and, I was talking to Town today, like I said earlier, he was talking about how the Errol Spence fans been quiet, after, it really ain't been nothing to talk about on this tip. And at the same time, there's talk about Al Haymon being defunded by the Premier Boxing Champions. And a lot of people think, well, that makes sense. You look at the fights that's been revealed, Uzataki, I talked about Uzataki, Benavidez. We know Leo Ray Vargas unification. Who cares? David Benavidez, Uzataki, who cares? Wilder going on Fox versus Helenius on pay-per-view. Andrew Luis Ortiz on Fox 2 weeks after, or 2 weeks before Triple G Canelo Alvarez. So I mean, proof's in the pudding. I mean, they're already coming to realization that they're going to finalize Fury and Usyk pretty soon. It sounds like it's going to be in February. And we Jamal Charlo, we know he ain't coming back till January. Right? So we got 2 fights that's already made for the winter. Chris Eubanks, Conor Benn made for October. Devin Haney Camboso made for the fall. Same day, Wilder Helenius is made for the fall, October 15th in America. 15th for Haney, 16th in Australia. So, and we got, whenever Fondor and old boy fight in October. So, really, you got to understand too, man, we less than a month out until fall comes. The last day of summer is September 22nd. And we haven't got no real lineup for PBC. We got some matchroom fights that have leaked out here. We got some fights out there, but we ain't really got no real fights out there. All right. Jamal Charlo, they said he wasn't fighting again. Jamil not coming back to January. Errol Spence, we don't know. Keith said, I don't got a date. NSA fight date coming real soon. I believe it. Fondor and Ennis, they going to keep them fighting. I don't know if Fondor got a network deal, but it's pretty much looking that way. Teofimo Lopez already coming back December 10th. Xander Zayas coming back December 10th. So it's starting to shape up in the fall. Then you got to understand they have to build these schedules around college football. Dillian White talks about him coming back versus Daniel Du Bois. Come on. So, it's seeming that way that, there's an issue going on between PBC and Showtime. Why wouldn't Showtime want Wilder back on their platform? Why would Al Haymon take and front the whole bill for Wilder Helenius, right? Front the whole entire bill when Showtime can carry some of the load. Come on. If the deal with Fox is about to be is the last year of that deal coming up, come on. Why can't put Wilder on the network when you just put him on Showtime pay-per-view? So obviously there's something cooking. Now, because things change, or that could be a lot, could be. Because Showtime just give up the budget. Last year budget was $60 million a year. And can I say that $60 million well spent? I can't say that. Because I can't grow a platform. I can't grow a platform on putting fights on pay-per-view. That's not shit. You buying the pay, you don't have to have a Showtime subscription to buy the pay-per-view. At least when I buy the Zone pay-per-view, I get a subscription to the Zone for a month or two. Come on, and they probably begging Floyd Mayweather to come back to fight. But him fighting on pay-per-view still not gonna help the subscriber issue. It's not. So there's issues over there. If you notice, Benavidez say, I'm telling I want this, that, and third. I want to be this, that, and third. Or I think I'll move up. Keith Thurman say, I'm looking for a fight date. Don't know what's going on. Am I insurance? So come on, Jamel won't be back till fucking January. You telling me Jamel just could knock off the IBF and came back in January, February, fought Tim Tszyu? It's not adding up. It's not adding up. And they saying, well, now that's the issue with making Spencer Crawford the issue with Showtime. So now what is Al going to do? Leverage the fight? Guess what? Whenever that Fox deal up with, and I think it's like December, he ain't got much leverage for Fox. That fight got to happen at the end of this year or at some point in the near future before the Fox deal up, unless Fox extend it, and we don't see that happening. Al Haymon has pissed off every major television distributor damn near so far. They're going to be on Revolt in a minute. Because you got to remember BET and MTV owned by Viacom, which owns Showtime, CBS, Paramount Plus. It's going to be on Netflix, Hulu. TNT already got a lot of programming. Hockey is on the way, on the rise. Hockey, AEW probably do better numbers than boxing. Al Haymon, Bob Arum got ESPN sold up. They're going to go to the Zone. Come on. Where they going to go? He'd rather do all this shit, he'd rather do all this rather than deliver a fight that people want to see happen. So until we get a formal rundown of Showtime fall fights, then the rumor gonna hang up there. But I do expect for you to get a formal rundown of Showtime fights. Do I expect it to be a surprise in there? I don't. I think they still gonna give in to Al Haymon. Fuck it. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I have an option to watch or not to watch. And with all the counter programming that's on during them days, I give a hell less. College football, college basketball coming, national football. The Pistons are coming back. They actually look pretty fucking good this year. I'm going to the first game. So it's just a lot going on. Baseball playoffs are fantastic. Hockey coming back on. Your kids having football games, basketball games, homecoming. Little Mook got all that shit going on. Kids in college, they got stuff going on. You might want to pop up. It's just too much going on. And this is going to be there. As you see, we put the money up. They didn't want to buy the fight. We told you. But then again, you had all summer when everybody had this money. All last year, and people had they PPP loans and shit like that to make this fight. Y'all didn't do it. Y'all made it at the worst time and say, well, numbers rising. Y'all want to travel out here? Come on. Come on. And if it's true that they leveraging fights to leveraging this fight to get Showtime to put up more money, fuck it. At the end of the day, it's just to the point where we just tired. We just tired. We just need fights. Notice when AJ fought Usyk, when that fight actually happened, we didn't talk about Spencer Crawford for real. We didn't talk about it. So, once we start getting some consistent fights, we won't talk about it no more. He said, well, every time, I post a picture of my kids and they like this, that, and the third. And I feel them. But shit, when ain't nothing else going on in boxing, come on, what you expect? And they're going to turn their back on their last handful of fans. When people find other endeavors or ever, go to UFC and all that shit, nigga, they're going to be begging y'all to come back. He said 160, won that 180 million. Earned by Joshua in 2 fights with Usyk, man, bag season. Man, I was talking about my dad earlier. First, Derek James said Crawford hasn't proved anything at welterweight. Now it's gonna be a big challenge. Which one is mush mouth? Yeah. About the postman. So disrespectful. I was thinking ESPN PBC decided that they were important dates. I'm watching ESPN. That's free. Shit. I blame Renardo Salute. I was watching Coach Malachi earlier. I had to call him, man. I've been so busy, dude. He was getting disrespectful says, look at the Saudi bag Usyk and AJ got. Them boys on PBC and welfare. They on that government cheese. He said, it's cool. Haney rolls with the local W boxing community. I just look forward to boxing 102 versus Camboso. Don't count out Camboso. Rob Rodriguez, salute. Crawford ain't never lied. Anthony Joshua earned $88 million in a rematch in the Reach, which is almost double Deontay Wilder's net worth, thanks to Al Haymon. Wilder won't equal or exceed AJ career earnings. They treat Crawford like Hurricane Carter. Hopefully down the road he gets to sue sanction bell bodies for non-stripping Spence. WO is very important in moving up. Yeah, super champion. Shout out to Sumter. Salute. D-Ray Promotions. Yeah. F. Al Haymon. Exactly. PBC looking suspect. Well, in due time, I do expect them to get a schedule out. I expect nothing less, but support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Don't be too hard on Ness, CJ. You know how these rats are, man. Only loyal to the next play they can eat off of. Javier Logan. DM Josh Sports say, what up, CJ? Chad Crawford needs EJ so he won't be like Henry Armstrong, great fighter with no sauce and resume. Nope, died. Nobody really came to see him. I was just looking at that, reading that a couple months ago. I think Bernie said that. Crawford did say at the end for him, the competitive side of him, who he is important. He said Drizzy said you think can put a beating down on Camboso in the rematch. He took the power well. I want to see him squabble. He can. I mean, it's a chance. You know, you're on the road like that. You don't want to take no chances, dude. You don't want to fight outside your truth, but you open yourself up to get caught. But he could have put a couple more punches behind, but I understand why he didn't. Taylor Smeed, what up, though? It's truly a fight. Both get equal pay. Spence hasn't done as entirely as much as Crawford, and both fans base are actually the same people. USA 400,000 strong. He probably about right. Pay-per-views altogether does 700,000. Said thank God, but Spence, Xavier say going down early next year. Not enough time to promote this year. Man, when has it been enough time? How long they had to promote Ugas and Spence? And they don't really do pay-per-views at the top of the year. You got to remember that too. Come on, I mean, usually pay-per-views get started by Cinco de Mayo. So, come on, it don't matter. It's still a bad time regardless whenever you do it. Because you wait to the end of next year, people have spent their money on Christmas already. So, taxes don't start coming back to like what? Late February, March-ish? So, however you look at it, bro. You know, at least you want to be ahead of the Christmas curve or a little bit. You still got Canelo versus Triple G as well on pay-per-view. Yep. PBC got my interest because Foden and Ennis, two good fighters too. I like them both. Yeah, Benavidez also. I like him as a boxer. Too many damn pay-per-views across the board. Ain't nobody trying to pay for pay-per-view every other week. Yep, especially when it ain't top-notch fights. PBC people betting checks, beating check. People see people beating checks. Ain't no sunshine. It seems. I'm Showtime ESPN subscribed though. NHL be lit. I see better fights on there than PBC. You ain't lying. That shit do be lit, especially on TNT. It got TNT then picked it up. Now ESPN want to start back covering that shit. Something salute. Hockey would probably be the most popular fucking sport, dude, if they kind of integrated more black people and they didn't have a lockout. Exactly. I was glad because of Usyk because of the AJ versus Usyk. Yeah, we ain't have to talk about that shit. Comey and Pedraza this weekend, and Big Baby Anderson. It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I think. We'll get Usyk and Fury before Spencer Crawford. I believe that, Terrence. We need to be talking about Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz. Yeah, that's a good one. Shouldn't be on pay-per-view, though. Crawford's ability to punch between punches is going to be the difference maker. For real. Dan laugh all that was crazy. Xmas, and then we broke. Well, that's the way it's designed. Then they give you your money they hold from you this year in taxes. And, they give you that money. So it's all a game. That's why a lot of people don't believe in Christmas. But you got to understand, for a lot of people, it's a hard time, bro. So a lot of people go through a lot of tough times around that time of year, man. But But man, it is what it is when you're talking about this shit, man. What the thing is, Al Haymon is the primary suspect of holding this fight up. That's what it is. It's Al fucking Haymon and his shenanigans, and with Espinoza changed something. I don't know. I can't tell y'all the truth about what Espinoza is gonna do and whatever. We can't speculate until shit really. We can't know until something hit the fan. But I suspect Al Haymon is gonna get his way, and they're gonna keep paying for shitty fights. That's what I suspect. Because where else they gonna fill that programming with right now? Now they could be prepared. They could be prepared. So only time will tell, and I hope they do defund the PBC. Not gonna lie, I hope they do defund them. Because they and Espinoza saying, well, don't nobody want to see Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. I'm like, did we want to see David Benavidez and did we want to see Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez? So now he concerned about what people do and don't want to see. That's crazy. Come on. So, come on. Now the fans matter, when it comes to their favor. This is crazy to me. The fans, but not the fans. Now the fans matter. Now the fans matter. Shit, it is what it is, bro. But ain't nothing shaking. Al Haymon still holding up this fight. And now he got beef with Showtime. So, what else is this very speak about, dude? Crawford don't even know what the fuck going on. He said, well, I thought we reached a deal. Come on. Whatever reason it is, man, it's always been known that Al Haymon simply don't want to make this fight. Come on. Now you got Errol Spence fans saying, well, we probably going to get another fight. We probably going to get Thurman or stay on this and stuff. And, Bud being tough and this, that, and the third. Okay. Fine. And that's you telling y'all what was make y'all sleep. I said this several years ago that they wasn't going to make this fight. And that's what everybody was saying. It wasn't nothing that I was pulling up out of thin air. It wasn't nothing I was pulling out of thin air. And they like, this is what the sanctioning belt bodies are saying. These are what Top Rank was saying. This is what people was leaking from PBC was saying. That Al Haymon simply didn't want to make this fight. That he didn't. And Al Haymon is just not this fight. Al Haymon don't want to make no fight. Al Haymon want to nickel and dime you to death. That's what he want to do. Al Haymon want to nickel and dime you to death. And that's the honest truth. He want to nickel and dime you to death. And then, when fighters look vulnerable, when fighters lose, then he want to give you a fight when it's beyond his expiration date. He don't want to give you none when it's hot and ready. Like Caleb playing Benavidez, or Caleb playing had to lose. And we still ain't got the fight, but come on. Come on. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But this is where we at with it. And if Espinoza taking a stand, that came from up top. And Al Haymon gonna mess around and lose him a job, and Al Haymon gonna lose a contract. Which that contract was up last year, so they on a fight by fight. It seems like they might be on a month by month, year by year basis. But to be honest, that's the best thing that can happen for the sport of boxing right now. If Al Haymon, get his own channel, then y'all can go support that. you know. But most of these Al Haymon bootlickers, they don't even buy his shit no way. They all stream. And they're not going to admit this. A lot of people saying Wilder Helenius is a great fight. All right, then. If it's 400,000 strong boxing fans, 500, whatever it is, we need at least see 150,000 buys, 200,000 buys strong. But they sit here and speak all this, man, I'm going to buy it, and they don't buy it. Like I said, I don't blame you. Shit, I ain't buying him versus the Viking Warrior Helenius. No disrespect to Helenius, but come on, why would I buy that? Why would I spend $80 of my hard-earned money? I worked too hard for my 80 bones. I know the $100 bill, the new 20, but hey, I worked too hard. I'd rather go buy 2/5 of Hennessy, and I don't even drink like that. Them shits be sitting in my house for a whole year. I'd rather go buy some edibles or some shit, and I don't even fuck with them. Shit. You know, with all the pay-per-views, you could buy like 5 PS5s and 5 Xbox X's. At least with them shows, you can flip them. You can double your profit and flip them. Come on. They nigga want you to pay a car note for these fights. You know? And the fans begging for the fight, begging for the fight, begging for the fight. And all of a sudden, there's internal turmoil between the relationship between Espinosa and Al Haymon. And if this relationship continues on, Al Haymon gonna get his way. So, I mean, like I continue to say, dude, it's sad. It really is, but y'all got any questions? I'll answer them real quick, man. I gotta be up in the morning. Early in the morning, 5 minutes. But Vanessa Bryant won her lawsuit against the LA counties after deputies shared the photos. The jury awarded Bryant $16 million. Chris Chester, who lost his daughter and wife in the helicopter crash, was awarded $15 million. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they wish they had their loved ones back and they get that money back. But I say, man, like greater people have said, no man in this earth has bought 1 second of time. No matter how much money you got, nobody has bought 1 second of time. One. People have bought better air quality. People bought great weed, better food, worse food. No man or woman has bought time. And a lot of our priorities be going in the wrong way. We spend all this money on shoes, and you spend money on nutrition. It's getting very important with all these different viruses and shit going on. I was talking to my barber the other day about that. Or a couple months ago, we were talking about it, where a lot of people don't understand where, these sicknesses, you taking medicine and you think the medicine is just supposed to hold you down. You got to build your nutrition up. You got to build your immune up by working out, by putting the right shit in your body. Of course, you're gonna splurge a little bit. But especially after you get older, man, that's when people start developing sicknesses. And I urge this to y'all dudes right here. And whoever listening to this, man, I urge y'all, man, go get checked out. Go get a physical. All right, every year, if you want to do it every 6 months, most medical coverage is covered for 1 year. What's 45, 35, whatever your shit is? What is it? Go get checked out. It's better than like Earthquake said in his Netflix special. He said, man, if you would have came in 2 weeks later, we could have saved you. It's better to know now. If you dealing with something, bro, even if it's simple neck pain, shoulder pain, or if it's something serious or lesser, go get that shit checked out. I urge y'all, man, whoever you is, man, if it's your child, if it's your daughter, your son, your husband, your wife, if your brother, if it's your companion, whatever it is, bro, you see them struggling with something, they, make sure they go get checked out. Make sure. It's better to be safe than sorry. Trust me. That little nagging back pain you got, go ahead and get that shit looked at before it gets to the point where you got to get operated on. Listen to me. Go do it, dude. Go do it. You might be like, man, ain't nobody depending on me. No, you never know who might need you, bro, in the future. You might be the difference between somebody being life or death. You might be the difference between you breathing, keep breathing. You might be a man. You never know what's around that corner. Trust me. So, yeah, I urge y'all, dude, go get checked out. You know, us men, we don't have open wounds like women do. So they naturally have to go get checked out more than we do. Well, it shouldn't be that way, but go get checked out, bro. Even if you got to dig in your own pocket, man. Even if you got to go get the government health insurance, go get checked out, man. Even if you're a young ass man, dude, you 18 years old, or you 20 years old, and you like, I can't afford that insurance, man. You can buy Jordans, Reeboks, Nikes, Jordan tracksuits, and all that shit. You can afford your insurance. Get you some insurance, and y'all go at least every year, man. Go every year, and whatever you got going on with it, tell the doctor. If it's something right now you had a physical, something you're dealing with right now, tell them go make an appointment. Health is better than wealth. Make that appointment. Go get that shit checked out. That could be the difference between a last breath and a billion more breaths. So, yeah, you know, motherfucker be scared to go in and see what's going on. Get that HIV test. Get that hepatitis test. Get that all that shit. Get that blood pressure checked. Get that cholesterol checked. Get them feet checked. Get them feet checked on too, man. Take care of your feet too, man. Don't be scared to go into the beauty salon. Ain't nothing but put booty up in that hole anyway. You know? Go get a massage, man. Put y'all money into y'all. Go see a chiropractor. Go get a massage, dude. There's some things that I go do, all, you know, as much as I can. Especially if you into exercising, bro, and you into, you know, growing your muscles and blood circulation and all that, you know, depending on, you know, what you into. But if you lifting, man, or you exercising, it's all about blood flow and pump. And that's why most bodybuilders go get massages and shit. It helps the muscle grow and recover. Most importantly, recover. But Pablo said, salute, you ain't lying. F them up now. He said you could do so much with $80. Yeah. Charles Martin Ortiz was pay-per-view was ridiculous. That was a good ass fight though. I think the card was pretty good too. New Year's. How can PBC have all the fighters with no fight days? Don't they have like two? It's like 450. Somebody said, but they don't have enough outlets, bro. So they don't have enough outlets. If you only pumping, give me a number y'all think Showtime, how many Showtime cards they do a year, not Showbox, just regular Showtime championship and regular cards. $80, that's a month worth of gas, my bees, man. Month, man. Shit, depend, man. If you driving a Prius, shit, I'm looking into get me another car, bro, pretty soon. Trade my stuff in, the car van drop me some. I'm gonna just ball for a minute, dude. I ain't gotta pay no note on my shit. I got mine at 50,000. I'm tired of sitting low though, so I gotta give me a truck. That's what I'm kind of looking towards. Costco food, $80 gets you a week of verse food. I was thinking about getting me a Costco membership too. Man, that should be pumped. That should be packed right by my house, dude. But so do Sam's. I got a Sam's. Akdama did fight made me think of Spence pressure. What's the best way for Crawford to counter Spence pressure? Man, what you mean? You know, counter punch. This is what Puello did. You know, Puello's pressure is a lot different than Spence. Spence is a more straight puncher. Damadov, you know, he was throwing a lot of, you know, he was throwing variations of shots. He's very aggressive. You know, you timing. Just like Barrios time Agdama did and dropped his ass a couple of times. Just timing. You know, or you can bring the pressure to the pressure fighter. There's numbers of ways to deal with that. He said you're gonna do an NFL prediction this season. Yeah, it's just gonna be exclusively on the podcast too. Exercise your mind is real. Yeah, even when you like, I was seeing Mr. Boxer today posted a video Wilder running miles. You know, even that's mental stimulation. If you run, you know, distance, it's really you versus you. If we being real, that's what it is. You know, mentally, you know, then after a while, you know, until you train the right way, after a while, it becomes once you train your quality, the first thing you start running, I think you really like if you get past, if you know, you know, you're gonna get, depending on what you eat and who you are, you probably start getting chest pains. But it's really just about controlling the breathing. Once you control the breathing, then it's really mentally just breaking through. But then you feel your quads, and then you feel, you know, the hams. Then you start feel. So it's really fighting through. Then I would say it's fighting really through that muscle and that leg muscle fatigue. But once you got to like break through the leg muscle routine, you know, it's really mental. It's breathing and mental. You know, where you can take your mind. It's different running without headphones than running with headphones. Trust me, it's a totally different fucking feeling. It's a totally different feeling, dude. You know, that's why in the military you see them, they do the little, you know, whatever you call them, left, right, you know, they do the little chants and shit to mentally take your mind off what you're doing. It's all really mental. It's all like all that shit mental, dude. Where you can take your mind to. But yeah, man, I encourage y'all, man. You know, start watching what y'all eat. A lot of that is linked to hair loss. A lot of that is linked to reduction of stress. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, a mental health, physical health, and mental health go hand in hand. So yeah, you know, always, you know, check on your mental, check on your physical, check what you're putting in your body. You know what I'm saying? You know, out of 31 days in this month, you know, you want to like, you know, you don't want to be eating 31 days of fast food. You know what I'm saying? You know, realistically, dude, you really looking at probably 2, 3, you know, even if you optimum, you're probably looking at 4 eat out days a month. You know, and or eat out meals a month. Realistically. Even if your metabolism is that, you don't want to, because when you go to restaurants, the sodium is very, very high. And that's what gets you. You know, you want to have, you don't say, I don't want to say a diet. You want to say a lifestyle change. Everything you say, you know, is what you speak it. Like Andrew Tate said, oh, I got to go to work. No, I get to go to work. Or my car is broken down, but I get to fix my car. You know what I'm saying? Every time you wake up, you know, I listen to Devontae Adams. He said he had, you know, something posted on this wire every time he look at it. Like he wanted to go to the Hall of Fame. All that is mental. When you wake up, whatever your goal is, you know, laminate it, write it on the wall. First thing you're going to see in the morning. It can be cream. Cash rules everything around me. It could be my barber got winners never quit and quitters never win. You know, it can be your goal. I'm gonna be a millionaire. You know, and every day you wake up, you look at it, you speak it. That's your mindset. And for some people, it's their kids. Like every time you see your kids, you want to quit. You like, I can't quit. I can't quit. So whatever you're going like through physically, even if it seems like something minor, you know, or if it's major, coughing up blood, man, quicker you go kick that checked out. You know, if you talk to somebody. You know, I've done it before professionally. It helped. You help. Go get somebody professional, man. Most medical plans cover that. You can talk to somebody on the phone, online, in person. You know, look at Goodwill Hunting, nigga. It all helps, man. So, you know, they say men getting weaker, but times getting tougher. So then again, you got to make that adjustment. But yeah, physical health, and anything, if you can't be active, you got to watch what you put in your body. You got to make parameters about what you put in your body. Think what your diet is supposed to be 30% protein. So eating out every day and all that shit, man, we can't fall into that. You know, we going to eat fried foods and pork and all that shit. The majority of that got to be made, you know, at the crib. But you got to have parameters. So you ain't lying running without headphones, ain't it? Yeah, it's just all mental. Bro, being in the military be stressful as F. With that being said, I don't drink or smoke. Exercise is definitely my outlet and gives me a peace of mind. And some people smoke, which ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what you choose to do. It's definitely a relaxing feeling. He said he says he's have 29 on his alarm clock to remind him of the numbers of receivers in the hall. So, you know, there you go. You know, it could be the difference between, you know, some people use their kids as that. You know, so, you know, whatever goal is, you set it, you accomplish it. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it feel good. No matter how big or small it is. It feel good. I hit the like button, bro, ASAP. Appreciate that. It feel good, whatever it is. But shit, if you physically like, you know, you even the smallest shit, man. Hey, it hurt to hear the truth sometimes. Trust me, but it's worth it. Because then you got an opportunity to make that adjustment. But that's all I got, man. Make sure you thumbs up button. You can listen to this on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Stitcher. Hopefully tomorrow I'll work on joining iHeart as well too. So I'll work on that, man. Support the channel, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I say, yeah, for me it's my daughter. I'm in school working in the plant overnight on turnarounds, and that shit ain't easy. But my baby girls is what I do it for. So my kids are definitely my motivation. Keep pushing in life. You're definitely speaking some grown man folks talk, bro. So yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Thumbs up the video for me, share it. Appreciate y'all. Peace.